Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody, to our very first IG Live. I'm really excited for this episode because this episode is our first of many episodes that we're going to be bringing to you. It's a collaboration with my sister Nancy, and I'm going to definitely let her have the floor to introduce herself. But TikTok, welcome, Instagram, welcome, YouTube, Facebook, everybody, welcome. We're so excited to have you on here. Thank you for joining us for this very first episode. I know you're going to get a lot of value from us tonight. Tonight's episode, actually, this life is all about building community wealth. Building community wealth. We are both in the financial services space. And we thought about it like, how can we collaborate together to further help our community in a more holistic way? You know, one thing that I found, Nancy, is the fact that collaboration is the new currency in
That's
entrepreneurship. You know,
mm,
and a lot of you, if you guys have been following my posts, my platform, my content, you know, from last year, I did a lot of sort of segueing gradually and rebranding to focus primarily on helping entrepreneurs and business owners just with several different resources. So tonight, as a licensed life agent, we're coming on here to offer some value to you. And we're going to have some episodes where we do like a question and answer. But because we're brand new introducing the concept tonight, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy what we have to offer.
Yeah. Oh no, oh no. She's old, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So many of us got what to say. But we don't have the means, but we can listen, yeah. Things that we sharpen our vision, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Negativity getting out the way. By listening to us that we bring life, yeah. Plus it's got the voice of an angel, yeah. Dr. OJ, visionary, extraordinary. That burning like giving joy to the helpless. Oh, yes. With the team bringing life to the dream. That's all we, yeah. Ruby, and Sammy, and she's, oh yeah. Transforming one life at a time. With the best voice that you have. Dr. OJ, keep on speaking, speaking for us. You're the voice we want to hear. You have the positivity. Yeah, yeah. Dr. OJ, keep on speaking, speaking for us. Dr. OJ, visionary, extra.
Nancy, over to you, darling.
thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Just want to say thank you for this opportunity for us to be able to be here and share knowledge, share information, build our community with whatever it is that we have in this in between the ears, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so my name is Nancy. I go by Nancy Kim. I am a tax strategist. That means I help my clients with their taxes. I help them with tax planning. I help them with tax filing. And I also help them with tax resolution. So, in this particular meeting, we're going to just be tackling, basics. And as she said, this is the first topic and it's gonna be a lot more episodes, and I cannot wait to see what we got for you guys tonight.
All right, we definitely do have a lot for them. You know, we're going to be introducing the concept of finance. So let me reintroduce myself. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I know a lot of people are familiar with Dr. O, and a lot of you that have known me for years have known that I really, really go hard in just in the marketplace, bringing value, period. You know, the other day, my son asked me driving from church, literally 2 weeks ago, and I have a video about this. I didn't even know the kid was recording me. I was driving, and he was like, Mom, what would you say you do? Hi, Patience. Thanks for joining us. What would you say you do really? I'm like, that's a really, really good question.
Mhm.
Actually, I solve problems. That's what I do. I solve problems that people have. As a licensed life agent, I solve financial problems. I offer financial wellness education. And that's what we're trying to do tonight. So we're going to start with the basics, fundamentals that you need to know. You know, a lot of people know about money. We know how to make money. In our community, everybody knows how to make money. And even if you don't know how to make money, some way, somehow, you get a job, you know how to make money, you earn money. Everybody understands that whole concept of earning an income. But a lot of us, myself included, we were not trained and brought up with the understanding of that thing called money, currency, finance, how to really understand how this system works. It's a different thing when you have a business degree. And I know, Nancy, you're definitely going to have a lot to say when you step in. When you have a finance degree or you have a business degree, whatever degrees, all the degrees that we pack on, even for me, all the way to Ph.D. But none of those educational systems taught me about money and finance and how to grow my money, multiply my money, manage my money, put it to good use. They only taught me how to acquire skilled knowledge, how to acquire specialized skills and knowledge, and that's all good. So tonight we want to talk about fundamentals of finance. As a licensed life agent, some of the basic things that I feel like we all need to be aware about is how much we're earning. We always need to know what our money looks like. And for me, I would strongly advise, and I know sometimes it can be scary. Trust me, even for me that I'm telling you these are things that I had to overcome the fear of checking all of my portfolio, my bank accounts. Where is my money at? That is really where you need to start from. Knowing what your money looks like. A lot of people do not know what their money looks like. And I used to be one of those people. I would just let the money come in. I would write the checks. I would swipe the cards and hoping and praying that every time I swipe that card,
It's
it
gonna
goes,
go through.
it's gonna go through. You have to know where your money at, like literally, if possible, every day. And I'm not saying that you become obsessive and money hungry, like you're watching your money like a hawk, but it's very important for you to always know where your money is at. And that's the number one thing that I'm going to say. So, Nancy, what you got for us?
Well, well, well. Um, that was a whole lot. I actually like the concept of your son asking you a question because these kids can really they really know how to ask the right questions.
Yes.
And the fact that you are able to break it down for him and get him to understand what you're doing, it's also building him so that he can be able to figure out what he wants to do when he grows up.
Yes.
I'm sure you are his biggest mentor.
For now, for now.
Yeah. So I just want to welcome everybody coming on board. Thank you guys for joining us, and
Thank you.
thank you for sparing your time. I know that time is a most important commodity, and you guys giving that to us, we just want to say thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. So I have people who come to me personally coming to file taxes, and some people coming to ask about finance questions. And I just wanted to kind of break a little ice for new tax preparers, or maybe tax preparers who are already with us that but don't really understand what goes on in the tax industry and all this money situation. And all with time I'll be able to break down on how I got into this, but for today I just want to add value. So most people want to understand why they have to pay back. Most people want to understand why they don't get a certain amount of money. And it's all about, in this country, they have something called a W-4, especially when you're an employee. When you're an employee, you fill out a W-4 to get hired. When you fill out a W-4 to get hired, they don't run you through the whole W-2, the W-4 to teach you how to fill it.
Hmm.
So people randomly just, fill it out.
That's so true. I did that thing when I was working. Literally, I was just like, "Oh, write 0, write 2," and I'm like, "What does it mean? I
What
don't
does
know.
it
Just
even
fill
mean?
fill it
Exactly.
in."
Exactly. And that really messes
Oh,
people up
yeah.
because they don't understand that by filling out that document, that's how the employer will be able to deduct money off of the numbers they fill on that W-4.
Mhm.
So that W-4 means a lot to an employee. And if you don't know how to fill it out, you might as well ask for help because it might put you in some really, really tough situations and at the filing season. So some people have a family of 5. They want to put they are claiming all the 5 people. They even claim themselves.
Is that good? Oh my
That's
goodness.
not
No,
good.
that
That's not
sounds like,
good.
in fact, that sounds like me like years ago when
I used to be that person, so I know what I'm talking about. So
mercy.
you want to include all your uncles and aunties and all your people that live in your house in that W-4.
Yeah.
So during the whole year, the employer will give you all your money back, thinking that, hey, you have a lot of responsibilities. So you go take care of these responsibilities you got. Because at the end of the year, when you're coming to file your taxes, the beginning of the year, that is, they expect you to come back and add these people as your dependents.
Mhm.
But guess what? You ain't got no dependent to add.
Oh my God. I look, let me tell you, Nancy, this is amazing. You're going to help a lot of people. We are going to help a lot of people, guys. See, I know it's the end of tax season, and I know some of these errors we've already made them or we've been making them, but please be mindful. This is Finance 101. We're coming together, building community wealth. This is our first episode. Tune in with us every Wednesday at 7, every other Wednesday at 7. That's every 2 weeks. We're going to come really heavy, just knowing that we're helping our community. Nancy,
You
honestly,
got
you
your
just talked
patience.
about how you feel your W-4. And I think, Nancy, we have to actually do an episode where we get on and show people specifically, break it down. So that is when we start to go in depth into
Yeah.
all of these tax strategies, right? So
Mhm.
now I talked about knowing where your money is. As a licensed life agent, another thing that I want you guys to be mindful of, which is some of the things that I'm going to be sharing as we go down this rabbit hole, is understanding estate planning. Now, from a perspective of a licensed life agent, estate planning looks a lot different. But now a lot of us assume when someone talks about estate planning, automatically somebody's getting ready to kill somebody.
Somebody's getting ready to die.
Nobody's getting ready to kill somebody. No, that's not the case. Everybody needs to be mindful. Literally, as soon as you start to acquire assets, you start to have a job, you start having like 401k, all these things that really belong to you. You need to start planning your estate. And I'll tell you why. I had a friend of mine 2 years ago, right after the pandemic. Her younger sister, the COVID-19 did not kill her. She's a young 30 something, single, promising, young, beautiful lady, engineer, doing really well. Got into a car accident overnight, rushed her to the hospital. The next morning, she was gone.
Wow.
And knowing her older sister, who was a friend of mine, she did not have, I'm like, did she have a will? Did she, what do you do? Where did she work? All these questions. Her sister was like, do you know, I don't even know what to do. We don't even know how to manage all these things. We don't even know how to begin to tie up all these loose ends. Of course, nobody's thinking a 30-something-year-old young lady, childless, husbandless, just getting out of school, just starting her life is going to pass away. So that's why it's important. Know where your money is at all times and start thinking about estate planning. All right, sis, over back to you.
I love that because yeah, it really is something that people need to look into because people think that just because I'm now wealthy. I don't need an estate planning. I don't need to plan my life. I don't need to plan my finances. I'm still young, I don't have a lot of wealth coming in. I think the estate is a big term for big people, rich people, wealthy people. But slowly you're going to explain to us what that entails, so at least you can break down the barrier for people to really understand,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then be able to sign up for those services for sure.
Yes.
Yes. So let's go back to the W4.
Where are my village people, my W4 people? You should come. Gather here,
I'm,
oh.
I'm starting there. I'm starting
Gather
there
here
because
because she's
that is
starting.
the place where most people, do what they know how to do best, and they figure it out somehow, and then they bring me a W2 that has $100,000 with zero deductibles. That means you got all your money back because you sounded like you're very needy of these funds. They give you all your money back. So when they give you all your money back, you come to me, you are a single man, you're a single woman, you made $100,000, $70,000, $50,000, and you don't have no federal withheld.
Mm. And y'all
And you're
don't need to
telling
scam
me,
your friends.
and you're telling me do your magic.
They'll say, Nancy, why now? Make sure
Why am I owing? Why am I owing? I paid my taxes. I'm like, you paid where? The W2 speaks for you.
sis,
It's right here.
sis, do you know some people think that because they are taking out their 401k deduction, that means they're paying the tax.
Exactly. That's what people think. People think that even when they are paying Medicaid, they think they are still paying federal taxes.
They don't.
But they don't understand that Social Security is separate,
Mhm,
Medicaid is separate,
mhm,
federal taxes is separate.
mhm.
So it's just a whole lot that sometimes I feel like we don't have knowledge for it, and I'm glad that we are here today to be able to break these things down, because people don't understand really what taxation is all about. And when you come to me with $100,000 and no federal taxes withheld, you are gonna be on a negative. You're gonna be owing the government. You know why you're owing the government? You're owing. Let me first appreciate my son. I think I saw my son online here. Hi, baby boy.
And
He said,
hours.
wow. Yeah, my son
Oh,
is online. He's watching
hello,
mommy. Thank you
hello.
for being here.
Thank you.
Um, so glad to have you. So most people think that every single time they work and they have an income, they automatically get some money back. No, it doesn't work that way. That's why we're going to fall into the next topic that is called tax brackets.
Mhm.
So before we go to tax bracket, let me hear what you have to interject on that. If you have any question on behalf
Of our audience, yes, I
audiences, yes.
absolutely. When you talk about the fact that people don't pay back, they want to get money back. But here's the thing though, you're a tax strategist, but we do have some underhanded tax professionals that make unrealistic promises to people or do certain things, and certain people will assume that, oh, this person, they'll come to you. I'm sure you've had this. Oh,
Yeah,
this person was able to get me money back. How come you're not able to get me money back? What do you have to say to people like that? Because eventually an audit is going to happen to that account. And I don't know if we want to get ahead of that, but I mean, that's something I'm thinking about why when you're talking about the fact that they don't pay taxes and they want money back.
exactly. So Um, tax preparers, we have honest tax preparers, and we have, in every business, you will have people who like to go under the table. There's both options. So the only thing I don't appreciate is the tax preparer not being honest enough to disclose what their strategy is to the client. so that the client and the tax preparer, they can be able to understand what's going on, so the client is aware of what's going on, because whatever strategy they're about to imply is going to be 50% risky. So if the tax preparer is honest with the client and the client agrees to take the risk and then come and pay back later, if that situation ever had to happen, then it's fair.
Okay.
But if you do it without telling the client, just for the sake of you getting a fee, because that's the reason why they do that.
Okay.
They want to do is because if you're negative, you're not going to be able to pay me. So when you're positive, you will be able to pay me.
Yeah.
So I don't care what's going to happen to you in tomorrow. I want to know what's going to happen today and how I'm going to be paid today.
Yeah.
So a tax preparer or a tax strategist like me, I will take you through a training, a form of a short little training of what exactly is going on your file. I'm going to teach you ways that you can avoid the situation that you're in right now and put you on a better place for next year. I will definitely let you know that, hey, you don't have a choice this year. You're probably going to have to owe. And this is my fee. After I file this return, I might not going to be able to get a lot of money from you, but I'm going to get you together so that in the future years, I'll be able to harvest what I just saw this year.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what I do.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So you were going to go to the next thing that you wanted to talk about.
Yes, I wanted to talk about tax brackets.
Okay.
So every individual, depending on how much money you make, you get taxed a certain percentage. So if you're making from, let's say, from $0 to $10,000, you're supposed to pay the government 10% of that. If you're making between 10 to 40, you're supposed to pay 12% of that. If you're making between 40 to 86, you are about 20%. If you're making between a certain, like that's how the percentages go. So if someone made 100,000 and they're on a 22% tax bracket, how much do you think that person owes the government?
So you said that they're going to pay like 20%.
About 22%.
About 22%. So if they're making 100, so they're going to be paying about $22,000.
Exactly.
I still got it. I still got it. Hey. Oh,
Finance 101.
I am so loving this first episode, guys. I don't know if you guys are having as much fun as we are, but we're having so much fun because this is our zone of genius. This is where we thrive every day. And you know, one thing that we always talked about is if you're going to talk about anything on social media, make sure it's something that you have the credentials, the expertise, the knowledge to talk about so that people get absolute value from you and you're not leading people down a rabbit hole of a lot of things that we see on social media today. So, you know, while talking, let me piggyback off of what you talked about the tax bracket. For me, as a licensed life agent, you know how your tax bracket, how I can help you help yourself when it comes to the tax bracket. You heard when she talked about the fact that the more you make, obviously, the progression comes up in percentages of what you have to pay back. Now, when you get to sit down with me and I educate you, I'm able to show you how to actually shield yourself and maximize your tax advantages so that way, rather than giving all that money back to Uncle Sam, you are putting it away for your future. Now, this is not under the table or underhanded. These are actually legitimate ways that the government recognizes that it's in place that a lot of people do not know about. Some people will make a lot of money, pay back a lot of taxes, while they could have avoided that, putting that money away for themselves for the future because they don't know. So they'll just go ahead and take all that money, boom, Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam will take what you give Uncle Sam. So now as we go through this whole process with you guys, building community wealth, every other Wednesday, we're going to be teaching you guys some of the behind the scenes. We're going to open up the curtain like the Wizard of Oz and show you guys some of the things that we know as professionals that can help our community build wealth, maintain, sustain, and retain more of your money. But of course, making sure that you stay within the letters of the law. So that's what I have for you with a tax bracket thing that my sister just brought up. So y'all stay tuned and wait to learn about how you can maximize your tax advantages.
Ooh, I love the fact that you put that together. That sounds really good.
Yes, girl. I told you it was just good. My guys, we don't even have a script though. These two women, we don't have script. We're just running with it. That's to show you that we got it here. We got it. We got it. So if there's any professionals you want to work with, if you're looking for a tax strategist, you need to follow my sister Nancy because she's going to get you right. And you know the beauty of what we do, Nancy, is because we both just love to teach people. I think
Oh, yeah.
there's nobody that's going to come to us, even if they say, I want to buy water. I think we're first going to say, let me teach you the benefits of water.
Water first.
Before we sell that water to you.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I love that.
Yes.
I also wanted to add on to your topic.
Yes, ma'am.
As you said, you can shield somebody's money, and that is very true because I see that happen a lot whenever we are preparing these files. I see a lot of rich or wealthy people. You know, you get taxed off of your gross income.
Yes.
Right? So if you can be able to reduce your gross income and reduce your taxable income. So instead of you falling on a 22% bracket, you're falling on a 16% bracket. And guess what? That money, you have taken it and you've put it on your insurance. And your insurance at some point in your life is going to become your own bank. So you can put money in there that is not taxed and then borrow off of it and use it. You can decide to pay it. You can decide not to pay it. Am I saying the truth about insurance on this?
Oh, you're saying the truth about insurance, but wait, we haven't jumped into insurance yet. But yeah, you're definitely saying the truth, and that is the beauty. So that's what beats me when I have to over convince people to get into some of the things that we have to offer, especially within our African community.
Yeah.
We have to over educate them, like to the point where it feels like you are actually
forcing him.
You are forcing them to do something that has been around in America for hundreds of years. The wealthy people in this country, you find out that they did not become wealthy per se by working as hard as we all work.
Yeah.
How many hours a day do you think people like Donald Trump or those wealthy? I mean, I don't know why. Every time I do an illustration,
you always use Donald Trump.
Because you know what, guys? He is absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Forget any other thing you might feel. Trust me, I feel a lot of things about him that I might not be able to see on Instagram because they're going to ban me. But he is an absolutely brilliant business, wealthy American person who truly understands how the American dream works to build wealth. Literally. A lot of us come to get this American dream. Nancy, please, how long did it take you to start figuring out your American dream? Let's kind of have a less how long did it take you to figure out your American dream? Be very honest.
I don't know if I'll say that I'm still there yet. I'm still figuring it out. And I'm glad that I was able to get into the business industry, because when you're in the business industry, you become someone who has a lot of access to knowledge, access to information. And you can grow that way if you have information and if you have the knowledge. So I'm constantly learning and applying. learning and applying. And most of us, we don't like to apply. We want, as you say, people like to over explain. People over explain. To me, if something makes sense, I want to act on it, because even if I lose, I learned something out of it. I'm not just gonna be like, okay, I got this information, it makes sense. Do I do it? Do I not do it? If the benefits of the situation is higher than the disadvantages of it, I'm gonna try it. I'm a risk taker. So I'll say it has taken me now about 7 years to really become Americanized.
I love your honesty. Yes.
to get to take the African mentality out and try to insert other people's ways and things and how they do their how they make their money, and how and guess what, I'm in the finance industry. So I see people come to me with all these scenarios. So how dumb can I be not to learn from it?
That is so amazing. You said 7 years. I mean, when I look at my time here in the United States as an immigrant, I moved here in 2005. The first 5 years, I was literally just trying to figure out my immersion process, trying to become an American per se. And then as soon as you get through that immersion process, immigrants have so many things that come against us. And as immigrants, that's why we need to be able to support each other. So the first 5 years was me becoming Americanized, whereby I'm now settled. I'm now, I know that I'm here, I'm good, I'm okay, I can do whatever I want. And then right after that, I now got into the space of, okay, what do I do next? Do I get a job? And I was already doing all those side hustles, like, that was survival mode. So side hustle, survival mode, you're trying to do this, do that, make money, spend money, make money, spend. I didn't even know which way was up. I didn't know anything about whatever it is, investing, none of that, because at the end of the day, when you're in survival mode, it's very hard for you to focus on anything else, especially when you're in survival mode and you are in a community that is so ignorant. And I'm not insulting our people. I was one of those very financially ignorant Africans. You are in a community where you are trying to survive, to get yourself off your feet, to start running in America. But then you are now also at a double disadvantage where you are within a space of people where nobody is sharing any information. So it takes a lot of us immigrants a longer time to attain our American dream, because we do not have the information that we need, the education that we need. I mean, think about it. If you and I knew the things that we knew today, as soon as we got into this country, like as soon as we made it here, like bam, somebody said, look, the financial services space is it. Look, this is what you need to put your money in. Look, as you're making this money, put XYZ amount. Before you start having all these children, before you start having all these responsibilities, plug this away. If somebody had taken the time to educate us, I tell you, we would have gone so much further faster. And that's why Nancy and I came together and said, look, yeah, we're trying to build our business. Yeah, we're trying to make money. Yeah, we're trying to go big, go whatever. But how can we step back and get our community up to speed with what we know? Because we can no longer assume that everybody knows what we know. And while a lot of people will, we've gotten a lot, and I told her, I said, I've gotten a lot of kickback and trying to explain things. I said, but look, let's get on social, let's put this information out there, and let's be able to help more people. So that's why we created this platform, Building Community Wealth, coming to you every other Wednesday, educating you on financial services. Literally, it's all about the money, where the money resides. Tax services. Nancy is a tax strategist. That's her zone of genius. She's going to be sharing a lot. She already dropped a lot of bombs. I don't know if you missed it. If you're just joining us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. but you need to go back and replay this live video once we upload it. So she's already shared a lot of information about understanding your tax bracket, understanding how to even fill out your W-4. A lot of the things she said, I was very guilty of. And I know a lot of you laughing at me. You people too are guilty. All of you, you've made those mistakes. But we have to repeat the cycle because now, Nancy, we have kids. Do you know a lot of parents don't even teach them? Like now, if you don't know how to fill your W-4, how are you going to teach your child that just got out of college, that is trying to get a job? How are you going to teach them, look, son, daughter, this is how you complete your W-4. This is how you position yourself for the best tax advantage.
Outcome. Yeah.
Exactly. So these are some of the things that we have aired on, and we need to do better for ourselves. But we can actually help give our kids a starting point. Give them a springboard so they don't have to make the mistakes. So their American dream does not have to take them as long as it's taking us.
Yeah.
Just like you, sis, I'm still on my way. I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
Still on my way.
Still on my way.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really do appreciate you and how you expand and make the topic really yummy. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And thank you so much because both of us are like, we are the same, but we are in like we are different, but we are the same.
Yeah.
But we all make a great combo.
Yes,
What y'all think? Yeah.
What do you guys think? I know somebody said see you next Wednesday, guys. It's not next Wednesday, the upper
The
Wednesday.
Upper Wednesday.
Make sure you go follow our pages because you're going to get the notification. We're going to post and share about it in our stories on our page when we're going to be live. But for now, every other week. So after today, you're going to see us in 2 weeks on Wednesday again, right? So that way we can, because we have a lot going on, guys. Like she's a mom, I'm a mom. We have businesses, we have so much, but we're also taking time out of all of that busyness to come and serve you guys. So if you have any questions on taxes, feel free to send a DM to either of us. If you have any question on financial wellness when it comes to the life agent space, and as a licensed life agent, some of the tools that I specialize in is life insurance, annuities, estate planning for your children, and also planning for replacing your income, several different things that allows you to plan and predict how your money can and should work for you outside of the federal government. Yes, literally, I help you take control of that so you can plan your money how it's supposed to work for you in the now and in the future. So yes, that's what I specialize in. So I don't know if there's any other foundational things that you want to share because so that we can round up. I want us to try to keep the live. If it's okay with you, Nancy, just let me know. To about 45 minutes or so. What are your thoughts on that? Okay, cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't wanna say too much on the first episode because we want people to digest and have time to really understand it because taxes is most people are scared of it and it's not something that you're supposed to be scared of. It's your money and you deserve to know how to plan it out. So whenever you're paying your taxes, you need to know what you're paying. Whenever you're getting, you need to know why you're getting. And at least it's gonna help us. These particular episodes will help us solve a lot of issues for a lot of tax preparers because most tax clients come to us with expectation. So if we are able to teach people about what taxation is about and what it is for, at least it's gonna avoid a lot of small questions. And then now we can deal on, because personally, me, I don't want to dwell on preparing taxes. I want to dwell on advising you according to what I see on your paperwork so that you can be better next year. So my time that I allocate for every client is about 30 to 45 minutes per slot. So if I have 30 to about 45 minutes per slot, I don't want to dwell on explaining what taxes is all about, because you're coming with questions about why am I not making this or why am I not making that. I want to spend my money breaking down your financial background and help you out and give you advice on what to do for your next year, so that next year is better than this year. That's my whole purpose.
I love it. I love it, because a lot of people assume when they hear tax, all you do is tax season, prepare my tax file, my taxes, get me my returns, and deuces until next year.
And do so, exactly. Nah. I'm going beyond that.
Mhm.
I'm going beyond that, because I want to be able to see the clients that I deal with coming to me back next year with bigger stuff, with better stuff that they have done with themselves. And if I was able to contribute to that journey, I'm happy about it.
Exactly. It makes us honestly ministers. This is a ministry, because if you're able to help people, God's children, figure out their finances, which is really the one thing that ties us all together. We
Yeah.
might not all speak the same language. We might not all wear the same clothes, like the same things, follow the same people. But one thing we all do as a necessity is that we all spend money. We all need money. We all have to have it. So why not work with professionals who can teach you what money coming into your hands, how to grow your money, how to maintain and retain as much of it as possible, and how to now use it to better yourself in the future. So, guys, listen, you're up for a treat. Thank you so much to everyone. We cannot mention everybody. Oh my God, so many people on Instagram. We have, oh my God, everybody. Love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's a long list of people that joined us today. Some started, didn't finish, but some ending the show with us. We are super grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Until 2 weeks' time, Nancy, we will be back here. Don't forget to go follow Nancy Kem on her page at Nancy Kem, NANCIEKEM. And go follow me as well, Dr. OJ Speaks. And just stay connected to us. If you have any particular financial questions, you can DM either of us, and we will look through our DMs, so that way when we come on the next time, we can actually address those questions. We're going to have a question and answer section. So if anybody has questions for us, you can bring it to the live show, or you can drop it in our DMs, and we will answer it on live every other Wednesday. All right, Nancy, any closing thoughts as we round up today?
Any closing thoughts?
Yes, ma'am.
Yo, y'all are here for a treat. Y'all, we are planning something huge for y'all. And this year, everybody must elevate. So if you have your ears open and you have eyes you can see, wealth is changing hands.
Yes, it is.
Put
Yes, it is.
yourself in a situation where you can get that money in your pocket, changing pockets.
Yes.
When it's changing pockets, you need to have a bucket for it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so here for it all the money changing hands, the wealth, the bucket, the pocket, everything. I'm here for all of it, just like my sister said. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining Nancy and I tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks for Building Community Well with Dr. OJ and Nancy Cam. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Facebook.
Ordinary.